Uprisers, hi, it is Trisha LaCroix once again with Sacred Uprising Retreat this time. And today I am interviewing the Powers. The Powers are a couple that are going to be teaching at our upcoming conference. Our conference is going to be in Watsonville, California. It's just Santa Cruz, California. Hi guys.
Hello.
And it is going to be September 18th, 19th, and 20th at Mount Madonna. And so our conference is about mastering the playful creation of love within one's life. And I have to say thank you to Jason Michael for channeling that to me earlier today. This is truly a retreat that it's a divine mandate that was placed on my heart, and I didn't understand all of it. Typically, our guides and the divine gives us step by step. They don't show us everything at once. And today was the day when they explained that the teachers, the speakers that we have at this conference, they are teaching aspects of the flower of life. And if you understand the foundation of the flower, there are 6 circles, and each one of our teachers represents those teachers. Those principles and how to bring creation into your life, how to create the universe that you wish to live in, your divine inheritance, what you deserve to have. And the Powers are a couple that are going to be talking about the divine union, the balance between the divine masculine and the divine feminine. It is a beautiful, beautiful aspect of the creation. It is something that I had to go through, and I didn't know what I was going through. And it's so beautiful to hear them talk and see what they write, because it validates everything that I went through. It is part of the process. You want Shambhala in your life? This is a step. It is how to call in the one, and the one is your beloved. It is you. It is the divine. It is the light of the universe. I'm so grateful that you two are here, and I'm so grateful that you're going to be teaching at the conference.
We are so honored. Just from the moment that we connected, it was obvious that something bigger than us was happening, and just the deep heart connect and the similar vision and path that we've been on. So thank you.
I'm grateful. I tell people when I describe you, Heather, I said we're from the same monad. That's about it. I think that explains it all. That absolutely explains it all. And I was having a discussion earlier today with one of our the gentleman, Christopher Lee, who is designing our website. I said, I had a conversation with you both earlier, and just the change and the vibration and the pure love. And that's what I love. There's so purity. There is no wrinkles in this chain. It is just pure. There's no ego. It is of nothing but light of the Father Universe. And I am so grateful and honored and humbled that that you're on board, and that you are willing to teach this miracle that others can be part of. So why don't you tell us a little bit about what you'll be talking about? Give us a teaser so people can understand the importance of it and how it can radically change their lives.
Well, I think first and foremost, it's gonna be a sharing. I mean, we really, the guidance that I've been given is just in these kind of ways of presenting information, that we can get so much information, and we're getting to past the age of information and to the age of intuition.
Yes.
And we're here to unpack our hearts and share the journey of divine union and what it's looked like, and the path to that, and the alchemy and the gateways that we go through to burn everything that's unlike true love. The Course in Miracles states that there's only one problem. There's only one problem.
Yeah.
It's the separation from the source of one. And
Right.
that's what I love about what I want to lift you up, Trisha, what you've created, and the synergy that's happening. As you said even today, how the centric circles are overlapping, and how they all weave into the same thing. And it's the same thing. We know that we cannot have true love without having true love here. The love, the lover, and the beloved. kalamabule law, they would say.
Yes.
You know, ish kalamabule law. When we come into that sacred union, you know, you have to manifest it out, because
You
as
do.
within, so
Yeah.
that's just the law.
Right. In fact, and I've shared this several times on Sacred Uprising, but my guides told me what I wanted to call in, I had to become it. And so I had to become love in human form. Every from my home to my body to my being, everything had to become love. So whatever it is that we so desire, you must become it. And let's just say somebody wants to have financial abundance. You can't really become financial abundance, but if you become love, that takes care of that too, right? So for people who don't understand what a divine union is, can you explain that?
Well, first of all, divine union is something that happens within each one of us. And I just want to acknowledge we've got a Samavesha, we've got some wonderful people here that have been a real support to us in our divine union.
Takes a village.
It really does. It takes a village to raise all of our divine unions, all of our partnerships. It goes beyond just, you know, beloved partnership. But what we know is that our experience has been similar to yours, Trisha, in that we both came to a point where we knew there was nothing else but the love of God, love of the beloved, and that no matter how much there still was to refine and burn through, that at the core of it was that absolute sold out consecration to God in every way. And as my beloved shared, once that is in place, we begin to manifest those things in the outer world that begin to reflect where that union is having its way, and where it yet has to, have more love pour in and reveal more of the lightness, more of the wholeness. What beloved partnership is all about.
You know, and I think one of my favorite, and you'll probably hear me mention a lot, I find myself, the Course in Miracles, and the miracle is the return to love. You know, Marianne Williamson.
Yes.
Marianne Williamson wrote the book, A Course in Miracles? No. She's just a big student and a teacher.
Yes.
But the return to love is that place, that miracle that happens. And it talks about relationship, and relationship is a tool. And it is a tool to see, I mean, very practically, you can see where love is not having its way, or where fear is having its way, and where old programs of how do we relate to each other? You know, I know at an early age, I didn't understand the man wearing the pants in the family. I didn't get that. I didn't get how the expression of the feminine, it didn't make sense to me. And that's where I know I'm not of this world. I know I've come in here to bring in the codes and blueprint, and to be a living embodiment of what it looks like in a masculine form of the divine balance. And in balancing, you know, we often joke, you know, my inner Magdalene is here. She likes to come out.
We trade roles sometimes. Sometimes I'm surprised. Maybe that's the inner balance. Actually, more and more, just reflecting on that today, that as we do come into more balance and we do surrender to each other more, which really, like you said, when we're surrendering to each other, we're surrendering to the presence of God in each other. Yeah. And the more we're able to do that, I heard not too long ago from a wonderful woman. She said, you know, it takes twins to heal, not twin flames, but we have all kinds of twins that we call in, all kinds of relationships where we have the opportunity to see different aspects of ourselves, and where we are surrendering to the God presence of love, or where we're not.
Right.
And so this is all about helping others not only get to that core so that they can manifest that in their life, but to walk through a journey, because sometimes we're really expanded in certain areas and it's hard to apply it in a relationship.
Right. Yes, absolutely.
You know, and what's coming through, it bless you, bless us all.
Bless you.
Bless us. We receive the blessings.
Right.
So I think a significance of a divine union, I believe in, you know, I read it today, when we're in the vertical alignment, you know, we're in our you know, we talked about in different paths, you know, that rainbow bridge from the source of all, the monadic essence of what we are. When that vertical alignment is, then the horizontal has to happen.
Yes.
And so a divine union is in service. You know, we knew in when we came together, this was not for just our own selfish gain. Like, oh, let me just have great sex and a great life, and then just, you know, she's beautiful, we can live and have a great. But we knew intuitively before we even met, we knew that our life was to be of service, and that that right fit would be somebody that would be that puzzle piece to be of, you know, what they talk in different circles, the new world servers, you know, that those that are here of service to love itself. And it's a process. It's not easy. It's not easy by any means. And, you know, something coming through, what people see us on social media and they may think, oh my God, you guys are so sweet. There's something happening, you know, and it's, we out raw and real. It's like, this stuff is real, you know,
Yeah, right.
The fire. And,
I want to just add to that, that the more we're willing to stay in that fire, we become that healing to pass on to other people, and it's our joyful responsibility to continue to pass on what we've walked through. I think in all, you know, in all the gifts we have, our deepest challenges, greatest wounds, and the places where we've had the most difficult time is our greatest opportunity to be of service. And this has been ours. You know, we have blazed through old paradigms and old understandings of what gender responsibilities are.
Yes.
All it's things being refined at this point. And so this is what the fire of God does with us, right?
It's beautiful. I shared this with you, when I started clearing out my life, there are steps that I'll be teaching at the conference with how to clear out your life to prepare for the one. There are certain things that you must do. It's just part of the blueprint, and it can't just be spoken words. It has to be your life in action. It has to encompass you. And when going through that journey, I received the twin flame within. It was a beautiful ceremony. It was very unexpected. I was going for a Reiki clearing, and in walked Mary Magdalene and Mary, the Mother of Jesus, with peonies. And I was like, uh-oh, something's about to happen. And it literally walked right in me. And I knew in that moment, and that was November of 2016. I knew in that moment I was changed. I knew in that moment that I was on the right path, eliminating and decluttering my life and making room on my altar for my beloved. And when Charles and I met, it was for, you know, just love. I loved him immediately because I recognized God within him. And when he finally told me that he loved me, he said something that was so beautiful. He said that, you know, that he had loved before. He said, but with you, it's not this ego-centered love where it's about what I get or what that person gets. He said, it's a flow of love around me, like I'm encompassed in it. And this love is about something that is bigger than myself. And that is truly what has been going on in our life. It is bigger than ourselves. We know that we have a mission. And quite frankly, my mission is him. Because as the moon, as the divine feminine, his divine masculine, his sun shines on me just by him loving me, just by him being himself and nurturing. And there are no gender roles. And it's a life, and everybody sees it on Facebook, that is just sheer love. And that I can shine brighter because he shines on me, and I can reflect his light to the world. And that's how it's such an important step. And so people are probably saying, okay, that's great, the divine union. How does that affect me? Well, it's heaven. It's miracles after miracles. It is the golden city. There is, when you as God are in a partnership with God, miracles are drawn to you. It is but for the asking. Love is the creation of everything. It is not only the creator, it is the creation, and it is what is within the creation. It is the particles, it is the breath of the creation. And so when that love is just so pure and so genuine, you can move mountains. You can have everything your heart desires, your rightful inheritance. But you got to be patient. You have to stand in your truth. You have to be authentic. And you have to live what you want. You have to become what it is that you want. You have to become it. And sometimes that is walking away from situations and people where it tears your heart out because you love them, but they don't encompass what it is you want, what you desire. You can't be unequally yoked. You have to be equally yoked. And that goes with it in our careers. It goes in our relationships. It goes in our friendships. It goes in business. It goes in through all of it. You have to be of a same vibration. So I believe, and I'm sorry, I'm kind of taking this over, but let me just say one more thing and then is that the universe always gives us the opportunity to say not this. So I knew I was supposed to find a man. The man that was going to walk into my life, I knew he had something to do with the logo to Converse shoes. I knew it. And they were red and black shoes. I saw it. And a man walked up. Yeah, you know where I'm going with this. So a man came into my life. He Converse shoes. He only wore red and black. And I looked at his vibration. I said, not this. And I didn't know what I was doing, and I couldn't understand why this person walked in my life. But I said, no, not this. And I chose no immediately. Another wonderful man of a higher vibration, a beautiful man walked into my life. And I looked at him. He wasn't wearing Converse shoes, but I said, you wear Converse shoes, don't you? And he said, I do. And I said, what colors? He goes, red and black. And I looked at him and I said, no, not this. And then walked in Charles. He didn't wear Converse shoes, but I knew that the logo had to do with him. And a few months later, we were out one night and a girl walked up wearing Converse shoes and Charles said, hey, you're wearing Chuck Taylors. Those are my name. That's my name. And I looked at him. I said, what? And I was thinking, what does he mean? They're Converse shoes. What does he mean? And we left and I asked him, I go, why did you say that? He goes, because they're Chuck Taylors. The name is right on the logo next to the star. And I was like, oh my gosh, my guides were literally telling me his name that whole time. But this is the beautiful thing about it. You can always choose not this. So maybe the man, the one that you think that God sent to you, maybe he is your opportunity to choose higher, to choose the divine union, to say he's a beautiful man, she's a beautiful woman, but she is not of the divine union, not that. And keep choosing until you receive God in human form to be your partner, because that's where heaven is.
Yeah.
Hallelujah.
What an amazing story, and it's just our experience with you, Trisha, is your antenna is so pristine,
clear.
And we acknowledge what you have done, and that's how that's part of the work. Like, how do you get to this place where you're really able to listen? I have a vision of a one-man show called Mama, I'm a Good Listener, and it's the art of listening to that presence within you, that still small voice. And that's where having a spiritual practice, and I think all the people that are going to be coming, I think pretty much are going to be people that are on a spiritual practice. But it's that place of, we heard somebody say one time, don't look for the highest, look for the most delightful.
Oh.
Right? The most delightful. What's the highest? I don't know. I saw my brother Gustavo Gil here. We talk about yum, the most yum. What is yum and what's yuck? Where does your vibration feel in your body when are you drained? Is there constant trauma and drama? Is there constant? And it's just somebody who's going to be in your life that's going to bring the hum, and the yum.
I was looking for a playmate. That's what I wanted. And it's interesting, now that we've had the conversation we had today, I was looking for a playmate. I wanted somebody that would bring me back to being a child. And that's what I have. And that's what's so beautiful about what you channeled today, mastering the playful creation of love. It's playful. It's with childlike innocence and eyes. And that's what will draw the whole universe to you.
Yeah, it's really true. It's these words, those of us who have come from that background, they make so much clear sense now. To be like a child, that's the way that we inherit the kingdom.
Right.
And when we're not feeling in that playful space, it's everything but, it's a short leash that we feel on. Oh, you look to the right or to the left, and the joy that's staying in that moment. that innocence.
But at the conference, we're going to share some very transformational gateways, you know, that you will go through, and some tools and some practicals to walk away with. To how do you, you know, clear the way, you know, and how do you work through when you're in it? You know, some really, you know, stuff like shadow dancing.
Yeah.
Huge.
Yes.
You know, light and dark. You know, we project. We're you know, we disown our own light and our own shadow when we're in, and that's where the mirror comes in, the holy mirror, and we get to see.
You know, what's interesting is that the program and what we will be sharing, there's 6 gateways, which, as you keep saying, 6.
Yes.
And how amazing that this program has been based on 6 gateways, and didn't
wow.
Yeah,
That's
didn't
amazing.
really give.
You know, and this is what we talked about it in our call before, that Heather and I have just had such a journey of playfulness. There's such an innocence about how we are and how we show up, because it's really like we didn't read about some divine blueprint and how to create it. It just happened
Just
by
by
the
love.
naturalness, by the just naturalness,
organic,
your authentic
yes.
natural is God design. God, it's all a beautiful design when we're in our joy and our bliss. And you'll find yourself going, I mean, we read stuff going, oh, that's our life. That's what we did. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I think one of the reasons that we've really adapted the way that we share is more conversational. It's interwoven with music, because music is so important to engage the heart and open the heart and open the channel to the divine, so that it's the divine speaking through us, allowing a pure frequency to come through. But we've had so much time where we've been in classrooms and workshops where we've gotten more information, and knowledge can puff us up, and if it's not really being applied and we don't see embodiments or examples of how to apply it, it just becomes more anxiety of what's not happening in our life.
Right. Yes.
Longing for something that we don't have, rather than an alignment to something that's inherent in our being. What we want is wanting us.
Right.
So coming into alignment with that is just, that's what I could see.
She's like, phew.
Yeah.
I get all goody. Giddy. Yeah.
You know,
But
we talk about we talk about the divine union, and the most essential divine union is with the divine itself, with the creator, with the Om, with the Adonai. That is the true divine union. And what I wanted and what you two have is just a reflection of the beautiful relationship that you have with him. And so I really want to implore people that some of you might be married and go, I don't need to know about the divine union. I got my husband, I got my wife, it is what it is. But this is part of the ascension process. This is part of the creation process. We're not advocating for you to leave your spouse, but this is also lessons on how to access the divine, how to access that portal of that bridge. This is just and by the way, it's a lavender bridge, just what you two will enjoy that, but a lavender bridge to the Father Universe, that it's where you can create from. So understanding these steps, just like the book of Song of Solomon, it is about, you can read it about, a man and a woman pursuing each other and the love between them, or you can look at it as the divine pursuing us. It's all dependent on how you want to read it, how you want to take it in. And this is your blueprint for a relationship with the beloved, the beloved.
Yes, where the Holy Father and the Holy Mother come into sacred marriage. Yep. You know, and I don't know if anybody could, so we talk about the masculine being the sun, and the feminine being the moon. But I just want you guys to see that her hair is gold like the sun, and his hair is white like the moon. And so there's a reversal happening here where, again, we come into, and we talk about it's not, the man is not just the sun. The man is carrying divine mother in it, that holy feminineness, Sophia wisdom, and she is carrying that holy, Father. And so
it's the balance.
It is the balance. I mean, that is the 11-11, where they both come into balance in people, and where
Yep.
there's a fluid exchange, because different qualities are being pulled out at different times. You know, sometimes one is leading and the other is following, and vice versa. And to be able to be there and be safe in that trust flow, that the energy knows who is required to do what in a given moment, but that requires that balance from both the sun and moon together.
Yes. Yes.
That's the biggest piece I think you said right there, love, is trust. You know, the war of the sexes, the war of the genders is what's kept us in bondage. You know, sexual
yes.
program that's going on, and distortion around sexual energy, tantra, and what is all this, and there's just a low level of distrust, and until we can fully breathe in grace and trust and surrender into that trust sphere, that's where the yum is. That's where creation's waiting for us to come into, because for antiquity times we've seen the temples of the gods on the temples of the goddess. What we're calling for is the temple of union, of sacred union, where the god and goddess are an equal, flying wingtip to wingtip in equanimity and balance. And that's where our work is. This is our dharma. This is our love. This is our play shop. This, you know, where we know that, you know, and it's not for everybody, but relationship. I believe life is all about relationship. It's all about how you relate. Whether you choose celibate, you're still in relationship with life, with your beloved presence, with your community. There are no silos. The time of the lone wolf, is the hope, you said, it's done. We're coming into communion. And how do we do that? You know, is going to, this is the path of mastery of love. When we walk that path, the red and white path. Yes. You know, that is what, you know, that's where it gets really good and really magical and really powerful. And it's it is such a joy and an honor to be called to this retreat with you, Trisha. We're just excited, knowing that, you know, this is a date with yes. It's a yes. It's a course. You know. So.
Yes. We have you know, different, like I said, we have 6 different teachers, and all of them hold one of the circles of the flower of life as the foundation. We have from this divine union, the sacred divine masculine and the sacred divine feminine. We have learning the consciousness of oneness based on the Hebrew scriptures and Kabbalah. We have Christ consciousness as another circle, teaching the Christ consciousness. We have sovereign love. We have light language and the Star of Solomon, and how to incorporate that into your being. We have so much to offer at this retreat. And it's not about, and I say this a lot, I'll say it again, it's not about me. It's not about any one of the teachers. It is us coming together as one and saying, this is the miracles that you can have in your life and we will teach you the steps to have that happen. This will transform your life. It's not just about activations and initiations. This is a true ascension, a consciousness of oneness. This changes everything. And what you said, these waters are uncharted. And so, but we get to create it as we go. But what's beautiful is that I didn't know you, you didn't know me, and we actually, by the grace of our guides, went down the same exact path and received the same exact blessing. We are spiritual scientists that are living what we're teaching. So I guarantee you, your life will be radically transformed. And when one rises, we all rise. When your life is transformed, everyone's is. We want to change the matrix. We want to light it up with the holy fire of heaven and create a new blueprint for this earth, for this, not just the earth, even the universe. And that's what this conference is about.
Powerful, invoking.
That's a seed. They talk about throw it out there, just throw that seed idea into consciousness, throw it out into the, you know, to the ring passeth not, to the place where, and call it in. So what you just called into, and we're in agreement with that, where 2 or more gathered, God is present.
Yes.
That It is done as we speak it, declare it, know it, receive it, and play into its creation. So
Yes, yes.
best is yet to come.
It's beautiful. I just want everyone, also for people to know, we do have tables for people to rent if they want to sell things. We do have, I actually have 2 of them in my house. And the moment these paintings of light language and symbolism came into my house, the whole vibration of my house changed. So we have these beautiful original paintings, which we'll be showing on videos that will be in. We will have somebody who, in fact, this is my scroll. It is of light language for my divine union. We have people that have elixirs. We have, I think it's called a wedding key, and it's actually a symbol that is a very sacred symbol that we'll be selling some of those. We will be having meditations. We will have things from Mount Shasta to bring in create a new energy. We will have grids. There are different little caves at Mount Madonna that are just outside of the conference rooms that you can go meditate in. We will have music. We will have and guys, just to let you know, what's included in the price is not only your lodging, it is an all vegetarian, all your meals, all your snacks, all of that is included. It's also a charter bus taking you from the airport if you fly into San Jose and taking you to Mount Madonna and also bringing you back. So it's all inclusive. We wanted to make this easy. I want to be able to visit with everybody for us to change our lives collectively together. And while these are still something that I've already learned, just hearing you two talk about it shifts me even more towards love. And that's what we want. Just keep shifting towards love. Just keep shifting. And that makes all the difference. Be playful with it. Oh, Michael, that was amazing. Or Jason, that was just amazing. But be playful with it. And take the universe. You are not only part of the universe, you're also the creator of it. So take it and create something that is worth giving back the creator one day. Every day my life is to give back to him everything that he has given to me. Even the ashes, even the beauty, to give it back. And he always gives me more. So let's create together.
Yes.
So good. Thank you.
I am so grateful we got to do this video. And just so if you want to see more of the powers, they will be, I believe it's next week. You guys will be doing a video next week or maybe the week after. I can't remember. But we'll be doing an advertisement for that. What?
I think we took the 7-Eleven, which is
there we go. 7-Eleven. That's awesome. Yeah.
My master feminine right there. So.
That's awesome. Yeah. So we'll be on 7-Eleven. So don't miss out on that. Thank you so much for doing this video. And I can't wait to hear everything that you guys are going to say. And if you guys haven't followed the Powers, please go follow them on Facebook. They're tagged on here. And also, you got to hear Heather. And she has an amazing voice. And she sings from the divine. You've got to hear her music and let your heart be touched by that as well. So until next time, I love you both. Yeah. Thank you so much. All right.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.